Hey everybody, it's Jamie of Family Savvy, and I'm here with my physical therapist, Sean Hiller of Vulcan Rehab and Performance, sharing on the blog about my toe condition, mallet toe. It was diagnosed a year ago, September, and the orthopedic surgeon told me that I would need to have surgery and not be able to drive for 6 weeks, and that was not acceptable. So I came and saw Sean. Over the course of the almost year, I have gone from being in constant pain, having to wear tennis shoes or flip-flops, to absolutely, probably on a pain scale, sometimes 1 or 2, maybe during Pilates when I'm using it vigorously, to I can wear any shoes that I want, and I just feel great. No surgery on the table right now. So I'll let Sean tell basically what he did.
Absolutely, and we're just trying to recap kind of what we did. So we're gonna list a couple exercises here in a little bit, that how we started this journey of trying to stop the pain in the mallet toe, the symptom of the mallet toe issue. We did a couple different things. We started off with some wraps in the first place, but as we were using the wraps, Jamie actually found these things called yoga toes. And these are yoga toe gyms, and she started using those to start splaying her toes apart. And the wraps were doing that somewhat, and you can actually wear the wraps when you're walking around and going through your everyday life. These you can't, but these just splay them so much more. Our feet tend to go to sleep a lot. So our feet, if you look at the brain and look at how the brain operates, it gives a lot of sensory input to the hands or the feet, because that's how we interact with the world. But so often we're wearing shoes or wearing something that keeps us from interacting with the world, so a lot of those neurological activity to the feet just kind of stops. It goes to sleep. The body puts things to sleep that we don't use. So the yoga toes, when you put those on, it splays the toes, and James is gonna show me how to put them on. It splays the toes and it kind of wakens up some of that sensory input. Not only does it do that, but it separates them out, allowing for a little better contraction of the individual toes. So we just started with the exercise. We started with passive range of motion. Jamie also started Pilates, and I think Pilates was a very big reason why the pain has decreased. There's a lot of locking out of the toes in Pilates, and it just gives you a lot more contractual advantage at that point. All right guys, so one of the first exercises that we just try to do if you're first getting into treating your mallet toe is we just want to take the toe and we really just want to move it around. Try to take it through whatever pain-free motion you have. So you're just going to lift to the point to where the pain starts building a little bit. You don't want to be in 10 out of 10 pain, but a 3 or 4 out of 10 pain is fine. So just building up here, moving it downward. You can rotate it the other way. Just trying to move it around in all different planes. Start getting a little bit of mobility in the joint, so we can do some exercises in a second to lock it down. Okay, so as you can see, Jamie has the yoga toes on, and the yoga toes have splayed her toes apart. As you can tell, all of our toes are a little bit further apart than they were when they were down. And that's the purpose of the toes. They're trying to kind of awaken the feet. A lot of our sensory receptors in the foot go to sleep because we're wearing shoes all day, we don't get to splay like we should, so this is kind of a waking up the sensory input to the foot. At the same time, it's allowing her to differentiate the tendons. You can see she's separated apart. When she lifts her toes, all the tendons a little further apart, furthering the contraction. So you can wear these, you can't really wear them while you're walking, we can wear them while you're just relaxing and reading a book or anything like that, but you need to have intervals with this. So when you take the toes off, you need to do your exercise as well. So this is just how it looks with the yoga toes on the foot. So after you've started going through your passive range of motion in your toes, the next thing we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to start lifting the toe. We wanna lift all the toes so we can get a little more neural activity to that middle toe. So in the beginning, if you look, Jamie, put your toes together. If you just keep your toes together, and she's not really trying here, now lift up, you can see those tendons pop up on her foot, but now I want you to splay them apart. Yeah, separate all the toes and now lift. You can really see her tendons in this area going to work a lot harder. So it's a little more challenging to do it this way, but it's worth it. So just splaying and lifting the toes. Next step is we want to differentiate the contraction of the toes. So you can see Jamie's keeping her 4 smaller toes on the ground, but just the big toes lifting up. And she's still going to try to splay and then lift. It's very hard to do that, yep. So now she can keep the big toe down. This is your next step. And she's gonna lift the other 4. Yeah, just like so. And it's pretty tough to do, but again, we're just trying to differentiate the contractions. You've done all that, this is your last exercise while you're in the beginning stages of mallet toe. And basically just use something, we're using a 5-pound plate, but just use something that keeps your toes off the ground, but the rest of her foot is flat on the ground. So from this position, what she's gonna do is she's gonna try to lift the toes off the plate. Yeah, it's very tough. You can see the rest of her foot is still flat on the ground. So just like she's doing, you can let them down. Trying to lift up, doing a 10-second lift, and then letting them back down while the foot is still flat on the floor. So yeah, guys, try some of these things. If you have mallet toe and you're trying to get out of the mallet toe pain and start straightening that toe out a little bit. With this, just start the exercises, start trying to straighten the toe out. We have a couple other videos associated with this. So as you move along with the mallet toe, you can check those out and then just keep it going.